Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Got Next Gaming and another episode of our New York Jets Connected franchise here in Madden 17. We are getting ready for the 2017 offseason of this franchise. You're going to kind of flip up on the screen here to see some news. We're going to see who's walking away from the game in retirements like Steve Smith Sr. and Tom Brady and others as well. But what we need to do is we have a lot of work to do here in the offseason to get this team prepped and ready for the new season. And we're going to do all of that here in this episode. It was like 3 hours of gameplay, all cut down into this nice compact episode with all the highlights in it just for you guys. You can take a look at some of the news here as we see what happened in the league going around and everything else. But let's talk about our team. We had some bright spots and we had some dark spots as well. We have to find a quarterback or find an answer at quarterback some way, somehow. Our quarterback situation is just completely awful, and it was a mess for us this season, but really much like it was in the real world too, in real life, in their regular season. They were just absolutely atrocious at the quarterback position, and they still are, and we had the same troubles as well. We do have players to re-sign. We have Muhammad Wilkerson, and we're going to go take care of business right away here. We're going to franchise tag him. It is non-prohibitive at $15.7 million with that 1-year franchise tag, and we have to keep him. So we'll try to re-sign him to a much better deal as the season goes on. We're going to pass on Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's a 78 overall, and he's definitely not the answer to what we're trying to do. Dwight Freeney, Zach Stacy, Geno Smith, these guys have to go as well. We have a lot of free agents, about 14 of them, that we need to try to see if we want to keep them or not. And a lot of these guys are just players I just don't want to keep on the roster, and we kind of want to make a little bit of an overhaul here to see if we can improve this team in certain aspects. So we couldn't get Marcus Williams. We have Ben Ijalana here, who we have to get. Zach Sudfeld, I mean, he was a beast for us towards the end of the season, and he's a 70 overall, that 6'7" beast that we talked about. It was just way too much of a cap hit in my estimation for a tight end, so I didn't really bother there. And I tried to make a couple other moves with re-signing players, but it just wasn't working out. It just wasn't happening. I mean, Daryl Morris wanted more money than I thought he was worth at a 72 overall, even though I wanted to keep him as well. But what we need to do here is kind of move forward and figure out what we're going to do with this team. And this team is going to look completely stripped and bare bones after we skip through that particular week there coming into free agency. So, yeah, the only quarterback left on the team is Hackenberg. Our 2 running backs are Forte and Powell, and our wide receivers are Decker, Marshall, and Meredith, who I've never even heard of. The defensive side of the ball looks still pretty decent for the most part, as a lot of our players are still here in place, especially the key players like Revis and Wilkerson and Sheldon Richardson and David Harris, all up in there as well, and Calvin Pryor. These guys are here, but there's going to be some moves that are going to be made here. So we're going to take a look, and we're going to see what we can do with this team. We got to figure out the Leonard Williams situation as well. We have these 2 right ends, Richardson and Williams, and maybe we'll move Williams up into the defensive tackle spot and let him play in the middle to see how he does there, as he had a decent season for us, so it's definitely something to consider moving around. Now it's time for free agents. Do we make a big splash and try to see if we can land somebody big for ourselves, or do we kind of go conservative here and see what we can pick up in the draft? It's really always tough to figure this out. I mean, we have Darrelle Reeves, he's 32. Here is Gilmore, he's an 85 overall, and he's 26. So there's a lot of upside as far as years, like the age goes, but there are a lot of teams out there offering him big money. So that's going to be kind of prohibitive for us to try to make that move. And then here's Julius Peppers and Bennett as well, the tight end, Marcellus Bennett, a great addition. He would be a great addition to this team. And we can see Randall and Long, the right guard, Wilcox, free safety, Jenkins, a right outside linebacker. These are all moves that we would definitely like to see happen to kind of upgrade this roster as much as possible. But we were kind of outbid in a lot of situations, but we're going to try to make some moves here. So we do definitely need a right guard. We're going to take a look at Kyle Long. We're going to make him an offer for 5 years. He's 28 years old, so he's on the better side of 30, and he has quick development. We're going to put him in there for that offer, and it's going to put us at 82. So it's going to be a little bit tough for us to figure out how to put him, how to make him as part of our team some way, somehow. And then here's Josh Robertson, a cornerback, and we want to try to get some depth there at cornerback as well. So we make him an offer too to see what happens there. And again, definitely some moves that need to be made. I am completely, at this point, underwhelmed, especially with the amount of cap room that I have left to try to sign free agents. It just wasn't going to happen for us. So now I started trying to be a little more aggressive, and you will see that I get really super aggressive later on, trying to make some moves here. Maybe try to find a quarterback or find other skill positions that are going to work for me, making trade offers all over the place. But a lot of the asking prices were just way too high. So maybe I can get some draft picks instead. And you know what? We're getting close here with Gilchrist. We like Gilchrist, but we have Rontez Miles who can fill in nicely and start for us, who played very well down the stretch as we have to move Gilchrist into the cornerback position anyway. So we're going to go ahead and pick up a second-round draft pick here, and we're going to give up Gilchrist for that second-round draft pick. And that's a very you know what? We're picking up draft picks now, so we're going to try to build through the draft, I guess, and do it that way. Again, like I said, we started trying to get aggressive here as quarterbacks, looking around for a good young quarterback that we can build on, but nobody was kind of grabbing, and I didn't want to offer more than a third-round pick for Dak Prescott. You know, he's a good, solid young quarterback, but still very unproven. I know he looked much better on the field in real life, but on paper, it just wasn't going to work out that way, so he wasn't really worth looking at his numbers, you know, going for a second round pick, especially since he was a fourth rounder himself. And I just couldn't justify giving up a second round pick for him because I could have got him for a second round pick. But with his numbers, it just wasn't going to happen. And with his skill in development, just wasn't going to happen. His normal development just not working out for what I wanted to see there. But we did try to make some moves. We tried to move Revis for him because they wanted a cornerback and see if we could get a first round pick back for Revis because Revis is still again, in this game, a solid cornerback in the league. And then we tried to move Richardson since we do have that extra piece out there and they need a right end. We went and see if they would bite on that one with a first round pick thrown in, and they didn't like it. Again, maybe I'm being a little greedy with the first round pick, so let's try a second round pick and see if they like that one. And nope, not even close at all. And they need a right end, and they just don't want Sheldon Richardson. And I thought it was a pretty good value for what we were looking at there. I mean, Sheldon Richardson is worth at least a second round pick and a middle of the line player. But Josh Robinson accepts the contract as we expected he would, and Long declines the contract and we expected he would as well because he had just way too many offers on the table out there. So now it's time for us to do some scouting. Dylan Vernon is definitely the top pick out there in the draft, and I don't know if we're going to go that route. We're definitely going to have to make some moves to figure out what we're going to do here. So we're taking a look and see what quarterbacks are available in free agency, and there's not much to choose from here either. It is Ryan Fitzpatrick, 78 overall, is the best free agent quarterback available, and that is just disheartening. So again, right guard is still a concern. Nobody out there wants Luis Vasquez. He's 30 years old. Decent numbers for him, so we're going to make him an offer. We're going to stretch it out to make it work better in our favor. Nobody's making him an offer, so we should be able to land him without a problem for this one. And then again, we're going to try to make some moves here, see if we can get ourselves a quarterback. We're going to offer Mo Wilkerson. He's a 93 overall for Mariota and a first-round pick. We're not even close on that one either. Again, maybe it's a little bit greedy with a first-round pick, but I think he's worth a first-round pick in itself, just as an even exchange, and then some. I think he's worth at least 2 picks, like a first and a second-round pick as far as I'm concerned, especially when you look at this game and trying to figure out. So you know what? I'll say I'll take a third-round pick. And what do you guys think about that one? And no, it wasn't even much even better than that for a third-round pick. Again, I am not trading Mo Wilkerson straight up for Marcus Mariota. Just not happening. Peyton Jensen is the top quarterback in the draft. I like the way he looked here as I looked at his combine report and his top 3 skills. They were looking pretty decent. So maybe I'll make a move to move up in the draft itself, try to get higher in the first round to see what we can get there. So we'll offer our first round to the Detroit Lions first round along with our top cornerback because they need a cornerback. And again, this is getting super aggressive, but I release a lot of cap room by making this move, and they accept the offer. So now we get the number 5 pick overall. And Jensen, that quarterback was projected at number 7. So going to be a reach to try to get him, but we're going to see what we can do. Here we try to go get Ladarius Webb because we knew he was coming up as a free agent. And again, he will add some cornerback depth for us, and nobody else is making him an offer. He's a little bit on the older side, but that's fine. He still has pretty solid numbers considering his age and everything else. So let's simulate forward a little bit and see where we come out here. So Webb accepts the offer and Vasquez accepts the offer. So some nice pieces and nice additions there. Again, this is more depth than anything else. There's nothing that's earth-shattering here. to make the team kind of work for us. So let's go make some offers out there. Here is a good young quarterback at 25 years old. We have Bradley Roby. He is an 81 overall. We're going to make some offers with some draft picks from 2017 and 2018, and they like that offer, so we give up a couple of draft picks to get a rising star as far as cornerbacks go in Bradley Roby. Here is Sharon Peak. We're going to make him an offer as he became a free agent. We liked what he showed us at the end of the season, and I think that's somebody we can build on. He's only a 64 overall, but he's got the speed, and he's got the numbers where they matter, and nobody else is going to make him an offer. And if anything, we put him on the practice squad to start the year and just try to develop him if we can. Again, I liked what he brought to us at the end of the season, so he's somebody I'm definitely willing to take a chance on moving forward because I saw what he was capable of. With that speed, we can definitely use the help in the speed department on this roster for the offensive side of the ball, as we don't have much of it going around. So now let's get into the draft, folks. It's the 2017 draft. We are in the first round, and Jensen, that quarterback, went number 3 to the Bears, and that kind of ruins my plans. I was so upset here when I saw that. I was so mad. I was like, what am I going to do now? Because I kind of had everything riding on picking up Jensen, who was, like I said, projected at 7 or 8, and he went for number 3. And I kind of felt that would happen. It's kind of like the same old Jets type of deal, just not going to get the quarterback you want. So we have Dylan Vernon and Lecarius Ellis here to choose from. And looking at both of their numbers, I looked back and forth really hard at both of these guys, and I like the way Ellis looks better as far as his combine report goes and his top 3 skills go as well. So we're going to pick him, and he was ranked number 3, and we pick him at number 5. So it's considered a good pick. So with the number 5 pick overall, we pick up a right outside linebacker, and you know what? He's going to slide right in and be a starter for us with an 81 overall. So now we're going to go ahead and make some more moves here, see if we can't move up in the second round to try to get ourselves a quarterback now, because we are in deep trouble. And we don't want Fitzpatrick back, who's at 78. I don't care what we get. We got to try to get something. So we make a move here. We get rid of Sheldon Richardson. We pick up a second-round pick, and we move one of our picks as well. We're going to go ahead and pick up Brady Cadella here, who's a 76 overall normal development. He's a good pick. He was ranked at 48. We pick him up at 35. I like some of the numbers I see here with the medium and short accuracies at 83 and 82. And he's got good arm strength. So it's something hopefully we can build on in the future here. And we pick up a quarterback in the second round in the draft. Again, it's kind of like the Jets thing. I don't know. They like picking up second-round quarterbacks. What are you going to do? And we'll see what we can do with him, see if he pans out for us, and I hope he can. Maybe we'll make a desperation trade or something. I don't know. At this point of the draft in round 5, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I looked at Marshall Spicer for a second, and I was like, you know what? I'm just not any good at making these picks. So let's let he was undrafted as far as projections go anyway from our scouting. Let's let them simulate the pick, and they actually picked him up. They picked up Spicer, the halfback. That was what the AI chose anyhow. So we, at this point, we're going to just kind of simulate ahead and let them do their thing. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I make one more pick here. We pick up Tremaine Holman, a wide receiver. Again, like some of the numbers that I saw here, and they called it a good pick, even though he was kind of ranked a little bit lower. For our last pick, we're just going to make some trade offers to see if we can pick up ourselves a draft pick. And we do pick up a draft pick for the next coming season. So hopefully that'll pan out for us going forward, too, if we do happen to get that far with this team. But let's take a look at our draft recap, and we see we have Ellis, Cadella, Spicer, and Holdman. Not bad considering it's the first, second round, and fifth and sixth round picks. We'll take it what we can get here, and you can see that Brady Cadella there is going to be our starting quarterback as a rookie, and it just is what it is. I'm going to flip quickly through the roster here for you guys. You can take a look to see what's on the roster yourselves and make your own judgments or comments and tell me what you think I should do. There were comments about trying to trade for a couple of wide receivers. I did try to make those trades. Again, they were a little bit unrealistic in what their expectations were or what they wanted back and stuff like that with first-round picks, and just wasn't willing to make those kind of moves at the time. I really thought we needed a quarterback more than anything else, and that did not pan out for us the way I wanted it to. So it's something we're going to have to take a look at and address going forward. Something I would definitely work on to take a look at as well. So taking a look at the news again here, we're going to take a look, like I said, at the roster quickly as we can see how things are starting to shape out for us. And we're not quite done. We still have a little bit of work left here to go as far as this team goes as well to try to get things going. But Vasquez fits in there nicely at the right guard spot. We have Jason Morrow back. We have two solid receivers in Decker and Marshall, so we're not unhappy with that. We're going to make some free agent moves here and pick up a fullback and a tight end, Vernon Davis, who's more of a blocking tight end, which is what exactly we needed. And now we're going to sim the preseason here, and we're getting ready for the regular season 2017. So moves are done, team is put together for the most part, and we're going to see how things are going to go here for the Jets as they're going to take on the Raiders in 2017 in week 1. Let's take a quick look at our roster and see if there's anything we need to fix along the way. Wait a second. What just happened? Where's Brandon Marshall? Why is he not starting up there? Why is he kind of buried? Please don't tell me that he got hurt, because if he got hurt, I might flip it. And yes, ruptured disc, our best wide receiver on the team. 5 weeks he's out. We're definitely going to have to figure out what we're going to do here, folks. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to tell me what you think, what kind of move we should make here to kind of fix that, because now I'm completely depressed after seeing that, and it's just not going to be acceptable. Here's a look at the defensive side of the ball for starting the season. This is looking pretty decent, even though the cornerbacks kind of took a little bit of a hit here this year. I think our linebacking core looks much better than it was, and our defensive line is still a strong point of this team. But leave your comments below. Let me know what you think I should do for a wide receiver, or what if I should make any moves at all. And I'll see you in the next episode coming up very soon to start the regular season. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you around the channel, and goodbye now.